Jeff Immelt, Hot Seat, What I Learned Leading a Great American Company. Step into the challenging world of leadership as Hot Seat, What I Learned Leading a Great American Company, takes you through the riveting roller coaster ride of Jeff Immelt's 16-year tenure as the CEO of General Electric, GE. As the successor to the legendary Jack Welch, immerse yourself in Immelt's journey as he attempts to maintain the company's momentum amid the Great Recession and the demands of imprudent investors. Discover the stark contrast between Welch's leadership style and Immelt's empathetic ethos, and how Immelt's decision-making was strengthened from formative life lessons and tough assignments.
Immelt takes responsibility for GE's downfall. In this candid post-mortem, Jeff Immelt admits to his failure to maintain GE's momentum through the Great Recession and satisfy investors during his 16-year tenure as CEO. Despite following in the footsteps of legendary Jack Welch, Immelt takes full responsibility for the conglomerate's downturn, pointing a finger at impatient investors and the need to prioritize short-term gains over long-term growth. Immelt's brutal honesty and refusal to sugarcoat his mistakes make for a captivating read. Jack Welch's legacy. The former CEO of GE, Jack Welch, was highly regarded by investors and credited for making GE a popular investment in the stock market. However, his successor's tenure was deemed controversial despite GE's success in the marketplace. Welch's leadership style resulted in GE being valued as a technology company instead of a diverse conglomerate that produced jet engines, insured pets, and TV shows. During his time, GE shares soared 4,000% with a price-to-earnings ratio of 50, which reflected an image that outpaced reality. Immelt's lesson learned. Immelt's father teaches him a life lesson during a baseball game that shapes Immelt's career at GE. Despite being a good athlete, Immelt's successes came from hard work. He chose a lower-paying job at GE instead of more lucrative offers from a consulting firm and a Wall Street bank, taking his father's ethos to heart. Immelt played football and studied math at Dartmouth before getting his MBA at Harvard Business School. Immelt's undying loyalty. After fixing 3.3 million refrigerators at GE, Jeff Immelt's division, GE Plastics, missed its earnings target by $50 million due to the rise in oil prices in 1994. During a company retreat, Immelt was publicly berated by Welch for the earnings miss, but as a sign of loyalty, Immelt got a tattoo of the GE logo on his hip. The price of winning. Immelt's challenging negotiation with GM and the consequences of winning the CEO race. Jack Welch, CEO of GE, put Jeffrey Immelt up against two top GE insiders to audition as his heir before leaving the company. Immelt won, but not without sacrificing teamwork among the potential heirs. To secure his position, Immelt negotiated tough with General Motors to secure a price hike on plastic pellets used to make bumpers and dashboards. Despite the deal, the GM vice president greeted Immelt with curses. The consequence of Immelt's victory was Bob Nardelli's retaliation as CEO of Home Depot, ending the company's relationship with GE as a supplier of lighting and credit cards. Immelt's resilience. After the 9/11 attacks and the 2008 market crash, GE CEO Jeff Immelt faced significant challenges. With crisis management at the forefront, Immelt sold NBC and refused his bonus to mitigate GE's losses. He encouraged his team to approach uncertainty with resolve and optimism, reinforcing the importance of a steady hand in troubled times. GE Capital's rise and fall. GE Capital's ascent from contributing 20% to 40% of parent company GE's earnings by the 2000s was impressive. However, the company's reliance on its high-leveraged insurance business drew skepticism from Moody's and PIMCO's Bill Gross, leading to its eventual downfall. Despite issuing credit cards for Walmart, backing loans for commercial real estate, and leasing jets, trucks, railcars, and satellites, GE Capital's profits could not save it from financial ruin. GE Capital's close call. In 2008, GE Capital was one of the biggest lenders with over $696 billion in assets. However, as the financial crisis hit and other banks went bankrupt, GE needed $15 billion. Thanks to a $3 billion investment from Warren Buffett, GE managed to get the funds in a single day and avoided collapse. This incident highlights the importance of having a strong financial backing and diversification in the banking sector, especially during economic uncertainties. GE's transformation. GE CEO, Jeff Immelt, viewed the company as a family of 300,000, but investors saw it as two separate entities. To address this, GE sold $300 billion of financial assets to focus on its industrial roots. However, this move came with a heavy cost. Immelt had to communicate to thousands of employees that they no longer had a job. Despite this, GE's transformation allowed it to become a more streamlined and focused organization. Immelt's downfall. Immelt's overworking proves unsustainable as GE struggles to cut costs, leading to pressure from investors and his eventual retirement. Former CEO of General Electric, Jeff Immelt's demanding work ethic reportedly clashed with his executive team, who opposed his excessive spending of company resources on international meetings. This idiosyncratic leadership style coupled with GE's financial struggles eventually led to pressure from activist investor Nelson Peltz, who urged Immelt to cut $1 billion in costs or risk selling his shares. In March 2017, Fox Business reported that Peltz wanted new leadership at GE. Immelt subsequently announced his retirement, and the stock rose 4% despite his harsh farewell, reflecting a shared belief that his departure could benefit the company's bottom line. Immelt's regrets. Former GE CEO, Jeff Immelt, admits to not moving quickly enough after September 11, not managing GE capital effectively, and not developing promising executives. His departure led to instability for the company, with his successor lasting only a year and GE Capital's long-term care insurance book creating significant losses. GE's market share in gas turbines also saw a sharp decline. Immelt's shortcomings caused the company's price-to-earnings ratio to plummet to 15. Immelt's honest memoir. Jeff Immelt's memoir is a refreshing departure from typical CEO self-adulation, offering readers an honest account of his mistakes and lessons learned. From stories of everyday challenges to strategic brilliance, Immelt details his journey with remarkable candor, including his dealings with Jack Welch. Leaders on all levels will appreciate his wise counsel.
As the dust settles, Hot Seat offers a valuable, candid reflection on Jeff Immelt's time at the helm of GE. Despite the company's many successes in the market, Immelt concedes that he didn't move quickly enough, should have nurtured more promising executives, and managed GE Capital more effectively. Crucially, he acknowledges the need for humility and a better understanding of his own limits. Through Immelt's candid account of these hard-learned lessons, leaders in various domains will appreciate his compelling storytelling and wise counsel. As a truly honest memoir, Hot Seat showcases a rare perspective from a corporate leader, inviting readers to explore the highs, lows, and intricacies of leading a great American company.